Everyman Driver Nation, what's going on? Welcome back. I'm Dave Erickson. Thanks so much for joining me here in beautiful North Idaho. Today I'm wrapping up my week-long drive and review of this 2017 Toyota Prius Prime, a 4-passenger mid-size sedan that comes in 3 trim levels, plus premium and advanced. We have the advanced. This is the top-of-the-line plug-in version of the Prius, and today we're going to take a closer look. So under the hood of this lean, mean, eco-friendly green machine, you like that, is a 1.8 liter 4-cylinder hybrid engine mated to a CVT front wheel drive, of course. This vehicle weighs around 3,400 pounds. Fuel economy is interesting. Gasoline only, 54 miles per gallon. I've been getting about 51 and 52 in mixed driving. If you do the hybrid combination, the whole shebang, you're looking at 133 miles per gallon electricity. This can go about 22.5 on electric only, which sounds kind of good compared to the Chevy Volt, which is rated at like 50, not so good. But I think when you get to these mile markers of 50 and gasoline, 100 plus, when it comes to the combination, man, you're doing yourself a great service. They say the fuel economy cost on a Prius Prime for a full year about $600. And if you have a short commute, even better, because you're going to be on electric only and you're charging wherever you go. And horsepower about 100, 121. Here's a look at your real-world backseat legroom and headroom in this mid-size sedan. Actually a little bit on the cramped side. Here's a look at my legroom behind the driver's seat, and this was my position as a driver up front. So I don't know, I was expecting a little bit more room, but considering the vehicle, that's okay, because there's a lot more positives than negatives. So here's how much room, about that much room between my knees and the back of the seat. Headroom, that's okay. I mean, there's definitely an indent in the roof line to give myself a little bit more room. I'm 5'11", so if I get up maybe another inch or so, but overall, it seems like there's more room for the front 2 passengers than the back 2 passengers. You do have storage behind the driver and passenger seat, so if you want to put something in there like an iPad, you can do so. And here's something else that's pretty cool. Behind the passenger seat, there's an adjustable monitor here for 10 inches max that I can open up and slide in. So now you've got a mobile entertainment system mount behind the seats. I think it's kind of a genius idea. Why don't we have more of those things? So you can put whatever you want back there. It even fits a phone, which, where's my phone? My phone is, oh, there it is. This will even fit my iPhone 7, so if I want to put that there and watch something, I guess I could. Armrest, there isn't an armrest per se, but there's a arm resting spot. Nothing folds down here, but there's a spot for some storage. It's not big enough for the iPad, big enough for a cell phone though. Close it up, pair of cup holders right here. And as you notice, we're in a 4-passenger mid-size sedan. 4-passenger, not 5, because of this space right here. I don't think I'd want to put 5 people in the car totally. So 3 me side by side, probably be a little too cramped in the back seat. These do fold down, and I'll show you that with the cargo room demo. Let's do that. All right, let's talk about the cargo area and this lift gate. Isn't this cool how it's almost like a spoiler-like fin here where it dips in with the back window. Kind of cool. Now, as far as opening the lift gate, you think oh, here they are. There is no button on the key fob to open it, and there's nothing on the inside, at least I couldn't find it. So to open the lift gate, it's a button here just below the Toyota icon. Press that, you'll open it up. Now, I brought some gear with me. This is 19.8 cubic feet of cargo volume. You get a lot more in other vehicles because the battery's down here. So here's like my light kit for some production work that I'm working on, green screen for chroma key stuff, and then kind of some framing things that I use to hang the green screen on. So 19.8, you can fold down the back seats. There's tabs here to either side of the headrest. And below it is where you'll find your charging cable. Kind of a heavy, long cable. This is the power cable. Once you plug it in, it takes about 5 hours with a 110 volt and just over 2 hours if you have a 220. And I've only charged it once, and it didn't take very long because I wasn't down that far. But it slides in fairly simply into a slot right here. There you go. And then close it up, walk away, and you are good to go. It is time to go handheld and take you inside the Prius Prime and show you the cabin and what it's all about. Let's go. All right, push button start. You will hear nothing. Oh, some chimes. Take it all in. Check out this 11.6 inch infotainment screen. At first, you know, when I first saw this, I'm going, wow, that's pretty darn cool. And then after a while, I was like, there's a lot going on with this screen. Right now I have it hooked up Bluetooth to my phone. But check out the graphics are great. Oh my God, the graphics are amazing. There's so much sensory input from the cabin. This display up here has some amazing things with the energy flow of the vehicle. So you can see from the engine, hybrid, electric, all that working together, showing you where the energy flow is. I can even change some of that to show you the indications of my fuel consumption. Let's see here, average speed so I've been driving the car for 11 hours. EV rating ratio is 24%. At some point I was averaging, okay, so I was averaging 52 miles per gallon. That's been my average lately. And on the 24th, my distance is only 14, so I was averaging 95. Hope you're able to see that. So it depends on how far you go, how fast you're going, what part of the vehicle you're using, what part of the system you're using. A little closer now with this infotainment screen, a lot going on. I wish there were some dials on here versus these push buttons. Some of the information is almost hidden where you have to go down to this small icon to find climate. I guess you could just press right there too. Then it pops up, and I wish this would turn or tilt toward the driver. I guess it's a good thing that it's straight up and down so the passenger can access it while the driver's driving, because it's a little too much going on. Home button takes you to these icons. Actually these icons will pop up right there by hitting the menu button, so I can work with my phone, type in my destination, which is kind of hard to do when you're driving. They have the apps here that pop up, and you can add some apps here. You can reorder them, see what you have connected. Information on the car itself, energy consumption. So look at this screen. I mean, it's a really beautiful screen, but there's a lot going on. Maybe a little too much. Some people have compared it to the Tesla screen. I can understand that completely. To make up for the lack of buttons here on this screen, you do have the options of the steering wheel mounted controls, Bluetooth on the left-hand side. You've got a heated steering wheel. And standard in terms of safety, you got forward collision warning on this vehicle, automatic emergency braking, which is standard. We've got lane departure warning here. These control what's on your screen. Mode for the radio, of course. Over here to the left, it took me a while to find it. You've got heated seats, but they're almost hidden behind the shift knob. Now this may seem a little odd at first, but this is your shifting. So you bring it over down to drive, bring it over, reverse. And what I've learned with the reverse, this button, this beeping, goes on all the time when you reverse. The whole time. It's a little bit annoying. Back to drive, or just over to neutral, and you just pop it in the park by pressing this button here. So now I'm in the park. Drive mode options, which will change up on this screen here. So you got normal, power mode only, eco mode. There's a wireless charging pad here, pair of cup holders. USB port is there, so I have my phone plugged in, and your armrest. Hope you can see some of that. Let's go ahead and take it for a drive. I'll tell you what I think of the experience behind this wheel. You don't hear anything, which is beautiful. We're rolling on 15-inch alloys. Decent acceleration, and I like the display up front because it's showing me where the power flow is. So if I want to stay really eco and just use a battery, I can lay out the accelerator a little bit. Now watch what happens with the display here when I hit the accelerator. You can see the change from the engine pushing power, and still the battery's in effect. Now I'll take my foot off the gas, hit the brake, and now we're into electric motor mode. Battery working the climate, working the motor. Pretty cool stuff. With only 21 horsepower, it does have a bit of a challenge getting up to speed. You can hear the engine working when you get onto the highway, which I did earlier today. And once you get up to speed, no big deal. Cruise along, use cruise control. It's a fun car to drive. It's a simple car to drive, and accomplishes the goal of being economical, fairly cost effective, and comfortable experience behind the wheel. That's my experience. So here, I'm gonna accelerate on the highway right now, 40, 45, 50, 53. You can hear the engine working, obviously. But when I get up to speed, it's good to go. So the MSRP range on a 2017 Toyota Prius Prime is between $27,000 and $33,000. I'll have much more information on everymandriver.com. It's definitely worth a look and absolutely a test drive. Thanks again to Toyota for the loan this week, and thank you for watching and subscribing. Hope to see you very soon. Drive safe. Adios.
How do you know you're getting the best deal on a new or used car? Call 844-765-0610. Make one phone call to hear about all the great deals near you. We know all the brands and all the best deals. We're not a dealer. We're here to help you find the right car. Call 844-765-0610 today.